Now, Democrats are celebrating their wins in several high-profile races around the country, as well as some sweeping victories in state houses and local city councils all across the country. Many media outlets, of course, are talking about all those wins, some which were expected, like in New Jersey, for example, some unexpected, like Virginia, especially some of the local races in Virginia. And they're also talking about how this could feed into energy going into 2018. Now, that's everyone except for Fox and Friends, who decided to go on a little trip down memory lane. This was from last night's broadcast of Fox and Friends. Watch.
It is November 8th, the day that we make America great again.
A victory for Donald Trump in Ohio can be called by the Fox News decision desk.
Ohio has picked the president the last 13 elections in a row. This is a big deal.
Fox News decision desk is now projecting that Donald Trump has won the state of North Carolina.
We know we're going to win tonight, but come what may, he built a movement.
Donald Trump will win the state of Florida.
This is an ideological and electoral revolution of the kind we haven't seen since Reagan.
Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin, and there goes her blue wall.
In the Clinton campaign headquarters, Jen, we looked in there and it was very still.
It is subdued. There are moments where you could hear a pin drop.
Fox News can now project that Iowa will go to Donald Trump. We are going to make this decision now. The Fox News decision desk has called Pennsylvania for Donald Trump. This means that Donald Trump will be the 45th president of the United States, winning the most unreal, surreal election we have ever seen.
I can only say that while the is over, our work on this movement is now really just beginning.
Hey guys, you remember when Trump went? Oh man, that was amazing. Ignore everything about the Democrats having some sweeping victories in state houses. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Hey, you remember when Trump won? It was fantastic. It was tremendous. That is some pretty Orwellian shit there. Just saying. Just saying. Oh my God. Look at President Trump and look at how amazing his victory is. Now, that's just the start. It gets weirder because now it goes over to a panel hosted by Ainsley Earhardt. Watch.
We all remember where we were when that news broke. It has been 1 year since President Trump's historic victory over Hillary Clinton. We are back now with our panel talking about where we all stand today. You all remember where you were, right? Some of you were crying, some of you were cheering, right? You were. What were your thoughts last year at this time?
My thoughts was it was not a surprise. Hillary Clinton was the worst candidate I've seen run on a national stage. She didn't go to key states. To Chuck's earlier points about going after those independents, not the base, she never went there. And Donald Trump reflected what union members at UAW, what others said around the country. It's our kitchen table, our economics, and we need a change in Washington with the establishment on all sides.
Yeah, did it backfire on her? I guess it did, obviously, when she talked about deplorables and she called Trump supporters racist. Just put a blanket statement over the whole.
Insulting Americans is never a good idea when you're running for national office.
Okay. First of all, I love that. Do you remember where you were when Trump won? Yeah. I do. And? but it was so historic, so historic. But to the substance here. Okay. Now, the person who was speaking, David Webb, said Hillary Clinton was the worst candidate I've seen on the national stage. For me, I do agree with him. He's a conservative commentator, but he's actually right about that. She was a terrible candidate. But I also do have to remind you that President Trump was also incredibly unpopular when he was elected. This was literally turd sandwich versus giant douche. He went into office completely underwater and has gotten worse as his presidency has gone by. So, like, I'm just pointing out the obvious. You can take it how you will. I mean, the other stuff that he mentioned, oh, he didn't go and he actually didn't campaign in several key states. He's right. He didn't campaign in Michigan, Pennsylvania, or she didn't campaign in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. And that was frustrating, as you had people who were Bernie Sanders supporters, right, who had voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary, but were also working to stop Trump by helping out Hillary Clinton's campaign. They were screaming at her in her campaign in Michigan, we need volunteers, we need money, we need, like, there is no enthusiasm here in Michigan, in these areas, we need help. And the campaign's like, no, we got it. No, don't worry about Michigan's asking for help. No, we need to focus on somewhere else. Let's focus on Texas. Let's focus on all these other states that are important, yes, but there's a reason they call it a swing state. There's a reason they call it a battleground state. Just saying. Okay. And of course, what are you saying about the establishment? Yes, of course, it's not working, but establishment Republicans are also really, really bad, and that's what we're getting here. We're getting establishment Republican policies. Look, Donald Trump was never the anti-establishment candidate. He just played one on TV. And the reason the Republicans, most of the Republican establishment doesn't like him is because he's taken all the stuff that they already believe and he's being honest about it. He's like, yeah, we're racist. Don't care. Yeah, we're, we're for the rich. Don't care. So he's taken these dog whistle issues, and since he's so stupid, he's turned it into a human whistle. Everybody can hear it. Everybody knows it. Even though later on he's like, no, you guys were lying about that fake news. Sad. But look, here's the thing. Look, if you've got problems with the Trump administration, and I do, and you want to talk about the issues there, well, what about the issue of Goldman Sachs? The tax bill that favors the rich. A horrible, failure for Feel and Replace. Oh, right, it's Fox News, so they're going to say stuff like this.
It sounded sincere. He said he wanted to unite the country. He seemed to recognize this division. Unfortunately, as Jeff Flake pointed out, he seems to take joy in division. He doesn't seem to really mean it, that he doesn't really want to unite us.
Yeah, the division started day one after the election with the resistance led by the Democrats, fostered by Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party. We're now hearing that the Democrats, as they've always been with identity politics, are interested in dividing the country. Find me the legislation he's put in place about divisiveness,
Wendy
it's about Americans.
Wendy.
Okay, so that first part, actual fair criticism. Hey, the president said he was going to bring the country together, and it looks like he's dividing it, and he's doing it on purpose. That's a fair criticism, but here comes, of course, Webb saying, no, identity politics. Really? No, okay, wait a minute here. So let me break this down. Do the Democrats play identity politics? Is you right about that? Yes, of course. Now, is that at all times a bad thing? Well, when it's the only thing that you do, like all you play is identity politics, then actually, yes. Or when you do it to distract from economic issues and other important issues, which also, of course, impact LGBT folks and other minority groups, then yes, it actually does hurt your cause. Now, in Hillary Clinton, to be fair, she did do that. She didn't have a message other than, I'm not Trump, and by the way, vote for me, I'm a woman. Well, look, being a woman is great. Being a woman in politics, well, we need more women in politics. They should get more involved, and that's wonderful. And I love seeing all these women getting involved in politics, especially ones with progressive policies. Now, being a woman itself, not enough. What are you going to do to help those women that are now all inspired by Hillary Clinton? Okay, breaking the glass ceiling is wonderful and all, right? But once that nostalgia, once that wears off, well, what policies are you going to help put into place? What policies are you going to do to actually help women? We don't need more neoliberal corporate policies that end up actually hurting working women, especially women of color, which have not done well under neoliberalism. But on the issue of identity politics, I have to mention that, yes, while the Democrats do play identity politics, they're not the only ones. Donald Trump also played white identity politics all the way through the election, and that's one of the reasons that he actually did win. So that statement, oh, it's Democrats playing identity politics again, that's all they ever do. Incredibly disingenuous, but then again, most of the segment is pretty much the same thing. yes, some people bring up some points on that panel that were decent, like, oh, you know, there's that division thing, and, well, he's not doing anything on helping bring races together. And then the same guy or another guy would be like, no, wrong. He's doing great. It's fantastic. It's all the Democrats' fault. That's what you get on Fox News. And look, this, of course, also, by the way, led to a segment on kneeling for the flag. So nothing about the election, nothing about any of that, actually going all the way back to 2016 and then talking about how the Democrats are bad and how people kneeling for the flag are also bad. Look, here's what Fox News is doing, right? They're doing fan service for President Trump. Trump's their biggest fan. He watches all the time, okay? And look, right now, he's kind of pissed that Ed Gillespie lost Virginia and that many are calling this election a rebuke of Trumpism. So here comes Fox and Friends telling him basically how special he is, celebrating his win a year later, instead of actually talking about any other possible issues other than the things that he wants to focus on, like the NFL protests and such, and how Hillary Clinton is a complete failure. Nobody wants to talk about Hillary Clinton. Nobody cares about Hillary Clinton. I don't want to talk about her. She's not relevant anymore, at least to me. But of course, this is Fox News. They want to continue to be stuck on both Hillary Clinton and Trump winning the election because they know who their biggest viewer is. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.